And if they try to go inside, I noted earlier that she was on her way to a double-double. She could finish with a triple-double because she has 11 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 block shots here at the end of the first half. She shoots 67% from the floor on the season. She was 5 of 6 in the first half. You can do that when you're 6'4".
Well, you know, like I've said before, she's improved so much since her freshman year. And last year when we played behind her, and at the beginning of the half, when we were still in semi-contact with them, she comes in and makes a little left-handed hook and then a little right-handed hook from about 5-7 feet each time. You know, she's got the shots, and she's only going to get better. And when she gets to Baylor, of course, she's going to be an average post player size-wise. But jumping ability and length are going to separate her.
Tracy Kemp led Boca Raton with 8 first-half points. It's Stingarees basketball to begin the second half as they move left to right. 33-27. They lead by 6. We had 8 lead changes in the first half. Largest lead was 8 points, and they match it right there. Montpremier again with 13.
Just come right out, playing behind her. She gets it and hits a 10-foot turnaround.
She is a dominant player on both ends. Runs the floor like a deer, according to Coach Baumgarten. And she gets another block underneath.
She might have got away with a little body on that one.
7:27 to play. We're about 30 seconds in here in the third quarter. Colonial of Orlando awaits the winner for the Class 8A state championship. And that will be tomorrow at 1:35. Actually, Saturday, excuse me. Yeah, Saturday is tomorrow. You know, these days start running together after you're here for a few days. Well, a rare miss for Montpremier. Bobcats come away with it. So tomorrow at 1:35, the 8A championship. Colonial a 66-42 winner over Flagler Palm Coast. An offensive foul, I think, or is that a 5-second count?
5-second count.
Okay.
And I thought she had some separation there, but, you know, who knows? You know, the rule book says 6 feet, and they call it more like 3 feet, which they should. That's what they do in college. And it's just up to them to call it whenever they want to call it.
Wasn't sure if we had a foul away from the basketball, so it is a turnover, and now the Stingarees can take a double-digit lead. They have not led by 10 or more today. And Gulo for 3. She's hit the only 3. You noted they were 1 for 10 in the first half. She had that only 3-point shot. Good transition, but the block out of bounds by Vargas. Boy, that's Vargas at 5'7", blocking the 6'2" Levy.
That's 3 times they've got the ball for layups, and they've been blocked each time, and they could have called a foul anytime. That one looked pretty clean.
That's a 3 if it goes. Comes up short from Marco. And the loose ball taken right back by Kemp, who throws it away.
Well, she threw the one-handed pass.
Miami, defending state champions, seeking their 3rd straight trip to the championship game. Also seeking back-to-back titles for the first time in school history. Sweeting. Now they're going to take some air out of it and run some clock.
Well, they trap, but they're dictating the tempo now. And there it is behind.
Roll wouldn't go for Weldon. Bobcats come away with it. Good play by Waters to able to keep the dribble alive. Marco. And the rebound of Montpremier.
Again, Boca's close. They haven't recovered from that bad minute and a half at the end of the second quarter.
They've gone over 2.5 minutes without a basket, and that's a big 3 in the corner by Vargas. Vargas with 7, and that's your first double-digit lead of the game, an 11-point lead. And, well, probably a good time out here, Roger, because offensively they've gone kind of stale.
Yeah, they're not doing what they want to do. Miami's going to tempo it out from here on out, force them to chase. It'll fatigue them. Bottom line is that Miami's just interior defense is just so very tough to score against. I mean, everybody's getting some blocks now. But if they can just settle it down a little bit and start making good, decisions with the ball and not forcing it, they can come back on them.
Still to come, the 6A and 5A semifinals at 2:30. Pine Forest of Pensacola and Winter Haven, followed by Barron Collier of Naples and Miami Norland. And then we'll have the 5A semifinals beginning at 7 o'clock, 7 and 8:30. Jacksonville Paxton, their first trip to the Final Four against Land O'Lakes and Bradenton Southeast and Fort Lauderdale Dillard.
Marco got away with a push there. Coach Baumgartner's not real happy. And then there was a touch foul. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
First foul on Angulo. So the Bobcats will try to cut it back to single digits. Waters pass deflected and stolen by Weldon. Sweeting bringing it out again. So Miami trying to shorten the game a little bit here in the third quarter. Under 5 minutes to play. Montpremier inside. Can't stop that.
Well, they spread the floor. And they just threw the ball into her. There was no help from anywhere because they're all so far away.
15 points for the McDonald's All-American. Marco. Good defense there by Vargas. Actually, that was Angulo, excuse me. And those shots were falling in the first half for Waters and for Kemp.
And another block. Is that 7?
I've got her at it's either 6 or 7. Yeah, so she's on her way to a triple-double today. Wide open look. Marcus can't hit the shot. It goes out of bounds back to Boca Raton. And another timeout called by the Bobcats. This one's a full timeout. They have yet to score, and we've played almost half of this third quarter.
I'm anxious to see what kind of change Coach Nugent makes here. I think he's going to try to get some shots from the perimeter a little bit. See if they can do that, because they've been getting the ball inside. They just haven't been finishing.
Meanwhile, Montpremier with 4, Vargas with 3, so it's a 7-0 run to begin the third quarter. Boca Raton with 14 in the opening quarter, 13 in the second. They had a 1-point lead at the end of one, 14-13, but Stingery scored 20 in the second quarter to take a 6-point lead at the half. They've now extended it to 13, their largest lead of the game. And as we take a look at the current stats, Boca Raton now 10 of 37. They are 0 for 7 from the floor in the third quarter.
With about 4 blocks.
Let's see if Montpremier, if I can confirm her stat line here.
Vargas and Weldon each has a block this half.
Pressure again by Miami. And we've got an offensive foul. Yeah.
On Marco. She gets a little handsy and pushy, and Coach Baumgartner called that one.
That will be her third. And an inbounds foul called on Kemp, and that's her 4th. As Sweeting was upended.
She just hipped her right out of there. That's now they really have problems.
Well, what do you do, Coach? 4:04 to play in the quarter. 4 fouls on Kemp, who led them in scoring in the first half. Does she stay in the game? Well, it looks like for now she is. All stolen away by Waters. Bobcats need a basket. They've gone this entire third quarter without a score. That one rims out for Waters. And the long rebound tracked down by the Stingerees. The assist by Vargas to Angulo. Angulo with 9. And the run continues. A 9-0 run here in the third quarter. And a 15-point advantage for the defending state champions. A try for three, top of the key. Well, Marco got knocked down, no whistle.
Well, they're not looking at it, you know. There's three of them out there, and they missed that. I don't understand. I don't understand blocking out a three-shooter anyway. It's a silly thing to do.
Angulo double team. Get us off to Montpremier. Vargas just outside the foul line. Good. She's got 5 of her 9 here in the quarter.
They're pressing man-to-man, and they're using Ferguson as a pressure release because Montpierre's going back down the floor.
From the foul line, they still can't buy a shot. Ferguson with a miss. And here comes Montpremier. And a good play defensively by Marco to reach in there and tie her up. Possession arrow to Boca Raton. And let's see if Kemp will come off the floor as Ballesteros will check in. And yes, indeed, Tracy Kemp will head to the bench with 4 fouls. 2:40 to play in the third quarter. Boca Raton looking for their first points of this third quarter. Desperately need a basket here. Ballesteros, jumper from the baseline. Offensive board for Levy and the stick back. There you go. It comes with 2:26 to play in the quarter, but at least they finally got one to go in the bucket. Almost an over and back there, Coach. 44-29.
She walked.
Angulo feeds it off to her teammate in the paint. Dukes knocks down the shot. Dukes with 7. Well, Montpremier has led the team with 15 points, but again, Angulo has contributed with 9. Dukes now with 7. Vargas has 9. Got away with a push there by Marco.
She just has that bad habit she's going to have to correct.
But she can do that. Top of the key, yeah, that's her 3rd of the game.
Wow.
Back the other way, Vargas into the corner. Angulo driving in. Marco, though, averages 10 a game, and she's right near her average with 9 points. Deflected, saved, though, by Pascal. Wide open look for Angulo. Montpremier, it's almost like it stuck to her hand. That's an easy rebound and a lay-in.
She went up with the right hand, and with her left hand, she knocked Ferguson out of bounds. That was unfortunate for Boca, unfortunate for Miami.
17 now for Montpremier. Under a minute to play in the third quarter. 16-point advantage for the Stingarees.
Kind of having flashbacks to last year. Once they start coming on you, there's no stopping.
It's funny that you mention that because last year's score was 49-33.
Yeah.
It's 48-32. No wonder you had a flashback, Coach.
Yeah, it was kind of the same thing happened.
Yeah, as Marty noted, though, that was the final. We still have a whole fourth quarter to go. Good look. And the finish by the freshman Pratt. Hannah Pratt with 4 as we wind down this third quarter. And Miami will play now for the final shot, it appears. Dukes over to Angulo. And back out with 21 seconds left.
See, you know, when you've been here 3 years in a row, this starts feeling like home.
Yeah.
You know, Sweeting's been here 3 years. Pierre's been here 3 years. The other kids have been on the bench.
5 seconds left. Tough shot off balance there for Sweeting, but an offensive board. The follow won't go for Dukes, and that's the end of the third quarter. No basket there at the end of 3. Miami has extended the lead. It's a 14-point advantage as we head to the final quarter. Miami 48, Boca Raton 34 here on the NFHS Network.
This is my town.
This is my team.
And I love to play here.
The FHSAA knows there's nothing better than playing for the home team and having the support of an entire community.
I love when the crowd is cheering my name.
It gives me that extra push to try even harder.
The energy from the hometown crowd.
That's the real home field advantage.
Play hard.
Play strong.
Play fair.
The FHSAA, a proud supporter of high school student athletes.
Well, the good news for Boca Raton is they closed the final 2 minutes and 26 seconds with 7 points. The bad news is they didn't get that first basket until there was 2:26 left in the third quarter.
And again, we said it yesterday in the 7A and happened in both games. Whoever comes out beginning of the third quarter and dictates the tempo and the pace, you win those first 3 minutes, there's a good chance you're going to win the game.
First,
or at least come back if you're down.
Tracy Kemp got into some foul trouble, did not score in that third quarter. Grace Marco now leads the team with 9 points. Kemp with 8, Levy with 7. For Miami, they're led by Beatrice Monpremier. McDonald's All-American with 17 points, a game high. Nice move by Sweetie. And a rebound for Dukes. Foul called on Boca.
Dukes is starting to play. She's a real man out there on the board. She really can board. That's like 3 offensive glasses in a row for her.
Angulo with 9, Vargas with 9, Dukes with 7. Now give her 8. 15-point lead for Miami Senior. They've led by as much as 17 in the third quarter. So 3 players with 9 points apiece for the Stingarees. Substitution as Ferguson will check out for Boca Raton. Final quarter. Colonial awaits the winner. They knocked off Flagler Palm Coast 66-42 in today's first 8A semifinal. Drive down the lane by Kemp. She is fouled. And that will be on Philnica Jackson, who has just checked into the game, a 5'10 sophomore. And that will give Kemp a chance to reach double digits. That gives her 9. .15 game, 7:40 to play. And there's your first player to reach double figures for Boca Raton. But as we noted, this is a young team. No seniors, not only in the starting lineup, but on the roster for the Bobcats. So Nugent has a lot to work with next year.
Yes, he does. And, you know, they'll improve. And when they come back next year, they'll be the ones with a little bit of
baseline
experience.
Shots by Angulo. Experience and confidence.
Yes, yes. Because they came out pretty tough, but, you know, Miami just wears at you and wears at you.
Monpremier will check back in along with Vargas. Well, still a lot of time left. A chance for the Bobcats to make a little bit of a run. Marco gets away. Ahead now to Kemp. Kemp picked up by Vargas. Levy for 3. Yes, she did. She's in double figures with 10, and it's an 11-point game. Well, the biggest equalizer in basketball, that 3-point line.
Now she's out here guarding the guard and gets a steal.
Nice play by Levy. Here's Pratt. Had it taken away, poked from behind by Dukes.
Got to have your head on a swivel. Got to know where everybody is.
Vargas gets it in the front court to Angulo. Inside of Monpremier. Double team. Splits defenders and lays it in. Timeout call by Miami. 19 points for Beatrice. And Coach Nugent wanted an offensive foul. Didn't get the call. A 13-point advantage now for Miami. 6:22 to play in the game.
Well, it's affected the game. It really hasn't affected the outcome, but these officials are a little shaky. Kind of like saying that. They can't give me a T over here.
Yeah, you're right. Once again, we invite you to stick around for more hoops today. Class 6A and 5A semifinals yet to come. At 2:30, Pine Forest to Pensacola and Winter Haven in one 6A semifinal. Barron Collier of Naples and Miami Norland in the other. At 7 o'clock tonight is Jacksonville Paxton and Land O'Lakes. And at 8:30 tonight, Bradenton Southeast and Fort Lauderdale Dillard. Marty and I will work the 6A semifinals together. We'll also work that first 5A semifinal. And then Marty and I will go to Jacksonville, call a boys region final tomorrow night. We'll be back for boys next week. Girls this week, boys next week. Looking forward to it as we wind down the winter sports season. Fun time of year. Really enjoy the basketball finals here at the Lakeland Center.
Kind of feels like basketball because of the weather.
It does. Indoors, too. It's cold inside. Deflected and stolen by Angulo. Able to get it out to Vargas. And Vargas is fouled by Laguerre. Second on Kanisha.
You know, it feels like they're up 90, but they're only up 13. You know, it's not like it's a 30-point game.
Well, especially after that run in the third quarter. Again, not scoring a basket until 2:26 remained in the quarter, but yet here they are still very much in this game with 6:04 to play. And that's going to be an over the back on Montpremier. Only her second. Good call there. Third team foul. Pressure by the Stingarees. Waters to throw it in. Ball comes into the front court to Kemp. Marco rims out, and the rebound to Montpremier. That could have made it a 10-point game. Outlet down the floor, streaking to the basket is Duke.